It's Tuesday, December 1st, and this is your coffee break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski. We're following several local news stories today. Rob will be joining us with sports and weather, and Donald Eng will take a look back on this day in history. But first, a service is scheduled for the Danbury restaurateurs who died in a plane crash in North Salem, New York 2 weeks ago. Val and Tay Horza of South Salem passed away on November 19th in the tragic plane accident. Val was born in Kharkov, Russia. According to his family, he died at the age of 76. Tay was born in Korat, Thailand. She was 66 years old at the time of the crash. Before starting Bangkok Thai restaurant in Danbury, Val was in the National Guard as well as working for National Distillers, Colgate-Palmolive, and Metro Media. Val and Tay started their restaurant in 1986. Tay was the head chef, and they both love catering and socializing with their customers, according to the family. They were known for their fine cuisine and hospitality, and besides their love for their business, they loved traveling together. They're both survived by their son Eric and his wife Portia, as well as their two grandchildren, Erica and Kyle of Ridgefield. Friends will be received on Wednesday, December 9th from 4 to 8 p.m. at Kane Funeral Home. That's at 25 Katuna Street in Ridgefield. Funeral services and interment will be held at a later date. And on other news today, a New Haven woman is accused of ramming her car into police cruisers in Orange, knocking an officer onto the hood as she fled an alleged shoplifting attempt. According to the Orange Police Facebook page, 24-year-old Ashley Staggers of Greenwood Street in New Haven allegedly took $347 of clothing and bedding from the Kohl's on Bull Hill Lane on Sunday night and left without attempting to pay. As officers arrived, they saw Staggers get into a car, so they boxed it in with their cruisers, police said. One officer attempted to make an apprehension, but the arrestee reversed her vehicle into the cruiser behind her, then drove forward into the cruiser in front, causing the officer to jump onto the hood of the car to avoid being struck. That officer fell off the vehicle after impact. The suspect then rammed the cruiser behind her a second time and was able to exit the parking lot by driving over the traffic islands and curbs. Staggers' car was found disabled a short distance away at another store, and she was seen attempting to flee on foot along Route 1. A police dog was able to stop Staggers, and she was arrested on a number of charges, including reckless endangerment. Well, squirrels are out to ruin Christmas in one Connecticut city. Officials in Norwalk are blaming the critters for chewing through the wires on several strands of lights on the Christmas tree outside City Hall. Ken Hughes, who's Norwalk's superintendent of parks, told The Hour that when he tested the lights Monday in advance of Wednesday night's official tree lighting ceremony, only about a quarter of the lights lit up. That's when he noticed that a wire near the bottom of the tree had been chewed through. It took someone in a bucket truck more than 3 hours to go up and down the tree to find and replace the other chewed wires. Fortunately, the strands of lights only cost about $17 each. Officials figure squirrels are to blame because they can climb high enough to chew on the wires. Well, on Monday afternoon, November 23rd, New Canaan police were called to end an argument at the high school parking lot. One motorist had accused another of parking in a handicapped space she should not have, and the two got in an argument over it. When the police arrived, they were told that one motorist had left in her car and could be intoxicated. They later found that person, identified as 44-year-old Madeline McLaughlin of Canoe Hill Road in New Canaan. She did not obey an order to stop when instructed to, police said, and when she finally did, was arrested. She was charged with driving under the influence, interfering with an officer, and failure to obey the signal of an officer. She was released on a $2,500 bond and has a December 4th court date. Well, more than 200 ash trees will be chopped down at Putnam Park in Reading this winter, part of an initiative to gain some profit from the trees before they become infected by the emerald ash borer insect. They will be removed and processed into sawnwood and firewood by a licensed lumberjack, according to the Reading pilot. The Department of Energy and Environmental Protection decided in recent weeks to turn the trees into lumber before they inevitably become infected with the emerald ash borers, an invasive and destructive insect that has already been found in some Fairfield County towns. Jerry Milne, who manages the Western Connecticut State Forest for the DEP, said, "We're trying to go in ahead of time to do a pre-salvage before the ash borer gets them." According to Milne, "We don't want to lose the ash trees because it's a nice part of the forest, but there's not much we can do about it." The emerald ash borer was first found in the United States in the 1990s, Milne says, and has since decimated the Midwest's ash tree population. Since then, the insect has spread to New England, where it's having a similar effect. It is native to Asia, where its destruction is held in check by a specific breed of wasp, which hunts beetles within its species. Those wasps were released in Naugatuck and Middletown in 2013 to see whether they could survive in Connecticut and fight the emerald ash borer. Though the insect has not been detected in Reading, Milne says he would not be surprised if it had already made its way into town. The bug was first found in Sherman, a North Connecticut town, in 2013. Well, police are investigating several break-ins at offices at the Brickwalk Commercial Complex in Fairfield. That's located at 1275 Post Road. According to the Fairfield Citizen, a break-in at the office of Baron Gannon and Company, where 2 interior offices were entered, police said. The incident was reported last Saturday by an employee. The office safe was also broken into, and blank business checks were taken, according to police. The amount of loss was not available. The Brickwalk's rental office was also broken into. Police are reviewing surveillance videos for clues. And the New Canaan Town Council approved the Sachs Middle School renovation and expansion project and the $18.6 million price tag to pay for it. According to the New Canaan Advertiser, the votes were unanimous. The vote means that the project will move forward and has all the town approvals that are needed. The project features a 2-story classroom addition on the northwest corner of the Sachs campus with a net 12 additional classrooms, renovation of a 58-year-old auditorium, music rooms, and added storage for the auditorium and music programs. To maintain the schedule, the Board of Finance on November 10th approved this, followed by the Town Council on November 19th. Construction will go out to bid in January 2016, and they're hoping to complete the project by September 2017. All right, we're going to throw it over to Rob Adams right now for a look at today's weather. Rob?
All right, Kate, thanks. Good morning, everyone. Periods of rain, unfortunately, sort of dry right now, not too bad, but it's supposed to get a lot worse as we move along. High near 47. Winds will be from 9 to 11 out of the east with an 80% chance of precipitation. Tonight, more rain, mainly before 2 in the morning, then drizzle or light rain after 2 in the morning. Patchy fog, steady temperatures around 44 with an east wind 6 to 8. Becoming north after midnight. We move to Wednesday, showers, patchy fog before 11, a high near 51. Light and variable wind becoming southeast around 5 in the afternoon, 90% chance of rain, unfortunately. Wednesday night, more showers, mainly before 10 in the evening, a low of 43 with a southeast wind 6 to 10, becoming west after midnight. Thursday, slight chance of showers before 2, mostly sunny, steady temperatures around 45. Thursday night, mostly clear, low 34. Sunny and 47 for Friday, sunny and 46 for Sunday. Right now around our region, Shelton has 45, Ridgefield 44, and in Fairfield it's 47 degrees, Kate.
All right, thanks so much, Rob. Well, we're going to take a quick break. Come back, Donald Eng's going to take a look back in history, and Rob's going to have the latest in local sports coming up on your coffee break after this.
Had a sports injury that needs immediate care? Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care gives you direct access to an orthopedic specialist quickly. Their highly trained orthopedic professionals expertly treat you without an appointment. Skiing, snowboard, or sports accident, sprain or fracture, Coastal Ortho Express can help. Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care open Monday through Saturday in the iPark building at 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk. Call 203-845-2070 or coastalorthoexpress.com. Find them on Facebook at Coastal Ortho CT.
Darien Sport Shop is a unique store because it's a family store. A busy mom can come in with kids in tow and find everything she needs for them, and even find a dress for herself for Saturday night. And if she's in a rush, she can simply go home and order it from us that night. We'll deliver it the next day. The Darien Sport Shop. We're pretty on the outside and amazing on the inside. Conveniently located with free and easy parking at 1127 Post Road, Darien, Connecticut. Or shop us online at dariensport.com.
Football University, the nation's leading football training experience, is now accepting applications for its 2015 camps. Our elite faculty of NFL coaches and top professionals teach position-specific on the field and in the classroom to improve your football IQ and help you reach your full potential as a player. Apply today at footballuniversity.org. Football University, where technique plus talent beats talent alone.
The fall bite is heating up. Albies, bonita, blackfish, alligator blues, and stripers are following the large schools of bait in the Long Island Sound. This is the time to visit the New England coast, and the Dock Shop can get you outfitted with the latest fishing gear, jackets, hats, gloves, and fleece. Boater, beach bum, fishermen simply love the New England coast. This is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, now in 2 locations, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, or on the web, dockshop.com.
You are watching the HAN Network, and you're not alone. 102,000 viewers have enjoyed the HAN Network in just the last 6 weeks. Advertise on the network that reaches Fairfield County, Connecticut's most engaged audience. Contact Jessica Murrin, Advertising Director, at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network.
I'm Denise DiGregoli, the host of The Drive on the HAN Network. Join me Tuesdays for some motivational, intelligent talk with a little humor as we visit with people who live their lives mindfully. Tune in to The Drive live on Tuesdays, 12:30, here on the HAN Network.
And we're back on your coffee break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski. Time to throw it over to Donald Eng for a look back on this day in history. Don.
Well, Kate, you know, they say the longest journey begins with a single step, but sometimes simply not moving can be just as powerful. But first we go to 1824. The U.S. presidential election of 1824, John Quincy Adams elected president, but no candidate received a majority of the Electoral College votes. The House of Representatives actually decided the winner in accordance with the 12th Amendment. It was the first time in history in which the candidate who received the most electoral votes was not named president. The 1828 rematch, by the way, between Andrew Jackson and John Quincy Adams, one of the nastiest and most divisive in history, but more on that later this month. 1865. Shaw University, the first historically black college in the southern United States, is founded in Raleigh, North Carolina. Begun as the Raleigh Institute just a few months after the Civil War ended, the school that would eventually become North Carolina A&T was also founded on the campus of Shaw University. To 1885 we go. The first serving of the soft drink Dr. Pepper at the Old Corner Drugstore in Waco, Texas. You know, the former CEO of the Dr. Pepper 7-Up group famously said the drink is impossible to describe because it is so different. He said it's not apple, it's not orange, it's not strawberry, it's not root beer, it's not even cola. It's a different kind of drink with a unique taste all its own. You can thank me later, by the way. I could have assaulted your eyes and ears with a David Naughton commercial. Instead, I'll show you this.
And all the times I had been mistreated, and I decided I would not get up. And people would like to say it was because I was tired, but that isn't true. I wasn't any more tired than I usually was at the end of a workday. No, I wasn't tired physically. The only tired I was tired of giving in.
That, of course, was Montgomery, Alabama seamstress Rosa Parks, who on this date in 1955, 60 years ago, refuses to give up her seat to a white man on a city bus and is arrested for violating the city's racial segregation laws, which led to the Montgomery bus boycott. Parks was not the first person arrested for refusing to give up her seat, and in fact her case bogged down while a case from an arrest a few months earlier was eventually adjudicated by the Supreme Court. Still, she would become the face of civil disobedience to segregation laws in the South, particularly when she was befriended by a local minister named Martin Luther King in Montgomery. So that, as you look back in history, 60 years ago today. And I am Donald Eng.
All right, thanks so much, Don. Well, before we throw it over to Rob Adams with sports, just want to bring you an update on a story that Don's actually been following for the Monroe Courier and that we brought you yesterday about a fire in Monroe over the weekend. According to the fire marshal there, William Davin, electrical wiring in the basement staircase led to a fire that destroyed a historic Monroe house early Sunday morning. Davin said Tuesday that the fire started inside the wooden beams and and quickly spread through the house to the attic. According to Davin, in older houses, fire spreads very quickly through the open spaces in the walls and ceilings. No one was injured in the blaze, which was reported shortly after 5 in the morning, but the home located at 181 Hammertown Road is likely to be considered a total loss. Monroe volunteer firefighters extinguished the fire in about an hour. However, there's more information that Don's going to be working on for the Monroe Courier about the home's history, so we will keep you updated on that. You could also follow updates at monroecourier.com. All right, going to throw it over to Rob now for the latest in local sports. Rob.
All right, thanks, Kate. Good morning, everyone. You know, I'm so tempted to sing that Dr. Pepper song after Don left, but nonetheless, we dive into sports, and it's all about state football today. The playoffs getting underway with the quarterfinal matches. Tonight, 16 games on the docket throughout the state. In Class LL, the second-seeded Darien Blue Wave will host number 7 Staples. Now, that game will be played at Brian McMahon High School due to Darien High not having lights. Shame on them. That's a Nutmeg Sports commentary. We'll get to that later on. Kickoff is at 6:30. That is number 2 Darien, number 7 Staples. So it's at Brian McMahon. You got to go to Norwalk tonight for kickoff at 6:30. Moving over to and staying in Class LL, we will come right over here to Shelton, where the Shelton Gales will host number 8 West Haven. That game kicks off at 7 here in Shelton. The 4-5 game features Newtown and Glastonbury, while the 3-6 game has Southington taking on Conard. Let's move on to Class L now. As a result of their Turkey Bowl loss to the Darien Blue Wave, New Canaan travels to Windsor. The 3-6 game kicks off at 6:30. Also staying in Class L, number 2 Warren Harding is in action tonight. The Presidents host Notre Dame of West Haven at Kennedy Stadium at 6:30. And North Haven hosts Middletown, and Wethersfield goes upstate to Torrington. To Class M, the St. Joseph Cadets play New Fairfield in New Fairfield at 6:30. Also in action are Stratford and Killingly, Brookfield at ATI, that will be played at Western Connecticut State University, and Bacon Academy is at Ledyard on the other side of the state. Finally, we move over to Class S. And the Trinity Catholic Crusaders also don't have lights. They will have a new turf field by next year. However, no lights. They've got to go down to Boyle Stadium tonight, and they will host Morgan at Boyle Stadium. That game will kick off at 6, so that's the early start time around the state. Top seed Ansonia has Capital advanced at 6:30. East Catholic travels to Bloomfield, and Seymour is at Granby. Donald Eng and I will have much more on the state playoff matchups as well as other topics on Nutmeg Sports. We may get into that whole lights thing in Darien as well as in Stamford. Kind of amazing at this point. There are schools around the FCAC for sure that don't have lights. Kind of amazing. But in any event, we'll do that at 2 o'clock later today on Nutmeg Sports on the HAN Network. With sports, I'm Rob Adams. Kate, back over to you.
All right. Thanks so much, Rob. Well, according to the Ridgefield Press, condominium sales in Ridgefield are hot this year, and they are perhaps no hotter than the new coach homes for 55 and older being built right now on Sunset Lane. 39 units have been offered on a pre-construction basis, and of those, 35 units are either under contract or have a binder, according to Martin Hansey, who's a principal in the Coach Homes project. Hansey, who said the Ridgefield complex is the fastest selling of any of his development company project. The reason they're selling so fast is pent-up demand, Hansey said. He believes empty nesters are hungry for a downsizing opportunity in town to move from a spacious suburban home to a nice condo and still be near their friends and family. He says he has informally polled the people buying his units and believes for the most part they are longtime Ridgefielders looking to downsize. The townhouse units are about 2,500 square feet and start in the mid $700,000 range. The coach home units are about 1,400 square feet to about 1,700 square feet and start in the mid $400,000 range. Well, the Stratford Chamber of Commerce is hosting a ribbon cutting at the new Lazy Dog Tavern located at 2505 Main Street in Stratford on Tuesday, December 8th at 6 in the evening. The Lazy Dog Tavern is named after co-owners Niall O'Neill and Chris Chubby Delmonico's English Bulldogs, known for their laziness. Chubby and Niall opened a tavern that appeals to Stratford's working class roots, they said, where families of all ages are welcome welcome to enjoy good food at good prices in a warm and inviting atmosphere. Chubby opened Chubby's in Derby in 1996 and has owned bars in restaurants ever since. Niall has also been in the restaurant and bar business since the age of 14, attending culinary school in Europe, then moving to New York City and finally Connecticut. And if you want to check out the Lazy Dog Tavern, happy hour is 7 days a week from 2 to 7 p.m. You can also get more information by calling 203-345-6590. Going to throw it back over to Rob Adams for another look at today's weather. Rob?
All right, Kate, we have periods of rain outside today, a high near 47 with the wind out of the east from 9 to 11. Periods of rain tonight, mainly before 2, then drizzle or light rain after 2. Bottom line is you're getting rain all night. Patchy fog, we're all getting rain. I'm included as well. Steady temperatures around 44. Wind won't be too bad, 6 to 8. Out of the east, becoming north after midnight. Showers on Wednesday, patchy fog before 11 and a high near 51. Wednesday night, showers mainly before 10 p.m. Low around 43. The wind out of the southeast from 6 to 10. Thursday, slight chance of showers before 2. Mostly sunny, steady temperatures around 45. To Thursday night, mostly clear, low 34, sunny and a high 47 for Friday. Saturday, high 46 with a sunny day. Sunday, sunny, high near 49. I feel like I should be saying when we're at this high school to cover this game, and I can't say any of that really until December 14th.
Wow.
Girls hockey game in Darien, and even then we're indoors at that point. So, but in a big FCAC tour next week. So we're going to stay busy no matter what. Plenty on the docket. Temperatures around the region sound like this. Shelton has 45. Ridgefield is 44. Fairfield, Kate, 47 degrees.
All right. Thanks so much, Rob. Well, we're going to take another quick break. Come back with a lot more news on your coffee break after this.
It's time to come back to hometown banking, where people are taken into account, not just balances. Where community comes first. A place where there's more than one kind of interest. Where automation will never replace consideration. Where they not only know your name, they know your dog's name too. It's time to expect more. It's time to bank well. Bank smart. Bank local. Bank well.
In Pound Ridge since 1993, the Wine Connection is one of America's best wine shops. Visit our beautiful store for the greatest in wine and knowledgeable service. With wonderful values from around the world to collectibles for your cellar, we are your one-stop source. Visit our online shop at wineconn.com and make sure to sign up for email updates. With great offers, new arrivals, and special events, don't miss all the action at the Wine Connection, including tastings every weekend. The Wine Connection, located at 32 Westchester Avenue, Pound Ridge, New York.
This fall for our red panda. That's right, Rashawn the red panda will be visiting the Beardsley Zoo for a limited time. Resembling raccoons, red pandas primarily eat bamboo, but will occasionally eat fruits, berries, young leaves, and certain tree bark, like their better-known black and white cousins. As an adult, Rashawn is expected to weigh 10 to 12 pounds, and you can see him at the South American Rainforest exhibit, Connecticut's Beardsley Zoo of Bridgeport. A whole new experience. 875 Noble Avenue, Bridgeport. 203-394-6565.
Find over 1,000 special stories at Hospital for Special Surgery. Go to hss.edu/backinthe-game.
I was jogging 5 months after my cartilage tear.
Skiing a year after hip surgery.
And playing grandma 4 weeks after hip replacement.
One special hospital, 1,000 special stories. See Connecticut patients at hss.edu/CT.
Back to school means back to busy, and Stewart's Market can save you precious time by stocking all of your favorite essentials under one roof. For a healthy start to school, we have all the ingredients. Walter Stewart's, your family-owned fresh local market, 229 Elm Street and at stewartsmarket.com.
back on this Tuesday edition of your Coffee Break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, recapping a few of the stories that we're following today, including that a service is scheduled for the Danbury restaurateurs who died in a plane crash in North Salem 2 weeks ago. Val and Tay Horza of South Salem, New York, passed away on November 19th in the tragic plane accident. Val and Tay started their restaurant in 1986. Tay was the head chef, and they both loved catering and socializing with their customers, according to their family. They were known for their fine cuisine and hospitality. They are both survived by their son Eric and his wife Portia, as well as 2 grandchildren, Erica and Kyle of Ridgefield. Friends will be received Wednesday, December 9th from 4 to 8 in the evening at the Kane Funeral Home. That's at 25 Katuna Street in Ridgefield. And in in Orange, a New Haven woman is accused of ramming her car into police cruisers, knocking an officer onto the hood as she fled an alleged shoplifting. According to the Orange Police Facebook page, 24-year-old Ashley Staggers of Greenwood Street in New Haven allegedly took about $340 worth of clothing and bedding from a Kohl's located there and left without paying. As officers arrived, they saw Staggers get into the car, so they tried to box her in with their cruisers. One officer attempted to apprehend her, but the arrestee reversed her vehicle into the cruiser behind her, then drove forward into the cruiser in front, causing the officer to jump onto the hood of her car to avoid being struck. The officer fell off the vehicle after impact, and the suspect then rammed the cruiser behind her a second time and was able to exit the parking lot. Staggers' car was found disabled a short distance away at another store, and she was seen attempting to flee on to Route 1. A police dog was able to stop her, and she was arrested on a number of charges, including reckless endangerment in the first degree. And in Norwalk, squirrels are out to ruin Christmas, according to officials. Officials in Norwalk are blaming the critters for chewing through the wires on several strands of Christmas lights on the tree outside City Hall. Norwalk Superintendent of Parks Ken Hughes told The Hour that when he tested the lights Monday in advance of Wednesday night's official tree lighting ceremony, only about a quarter lit up. That's when he noticed that a wire near the bottom of the tree had been chewed through. It took someone in a bucket truck more than 3 hours to go up and down the tree and find and replace the other chewed wires. And speaking of the holidays, the Hebrew congregation of Woodmont will hold 3 Hanukkah events during the holiday. The first will be in Milford this weekend. A menorah lighting and laser light show will take place Sunday, December 6th at 5 in the evening on the Milford Green. After the show, there will be latkes, hot cider, dreidel games, and crafts for children at an outdoor office location on the green. Another menorah lighting will be taking place Tuesday, December 8th at 6:30 at the Orno Country Club in Stratford. There will be a chocolate fountain, a latke bar, and entertainment. And finally on Sunday, December 13th at 3 in the afternoon, there will be a ceremony at the Westfield, Connecticut Post Mall at the Macy's Court on the lower level. There will be an interactive olive oil workshop, making olive oil from scratch, and following the workshop, a grand menorah lighting will be held with local dignitaries in attendance. You can get more information on that at themilfordmirror.com. And according to the Ridgefield Press, Ridgefield is not only the safest town in Connecticut and one of the best towns in Connecticut in which to live, it's also the most generous. Ridgefield tops the list of towns that provide the most donations of clothing and merchandise to the goodwill of Western and Northern Connecticut. There are 32 drop-off centers in the territory, including 16 Goodwill stores. Vicki Volpano, Chief Executive Officer of Goodwill of Western and Northern Connecticut, based in Bridgeport, said they have had 41,000 instances of people donating last year at that site in Ridgefield, which is 20% more donor transactions than the next highest site, which is located in Greenwich. She said it should be noted that the Ridgefield Goodwill Donor Station is next to the town's recycling center on Old Quarry Road, just down the block from Stop and Shop, and it's a convenient location for many. The Ridgefield Donation Center has been there for 30, perhaps 40 years. The organization had no record of exactly when it started. The donor site attracts a broad array of donated goods. And we do want to mention, speaking of giving, that it is Giving Tuesday, and many great local organizations are asking for support today. You can find out more details about some of those organizations on your community HAN news sites. Gonna throw it back to Rob Adams for one last look at today's weather. Rob?
Doesn't quite hold the same power, but I will give you the weather to finish up this coffee break broadcast. Periods of rain today, high near 47 with an east wind from 9 to 11. Periods of rain mainly before 2 tonight. Then drizzle or light rain after 2. Patchy fog, steady temperatures around 44. To Wednesday, showers, patchy fog before 11 a.m., high near 51. Showers mainly before 10 Wednesday night, low 43. Slight chance of showers before 2 on Thursday. Mostly sunny otherwise, steady temps around 45. Watch out for the wind out of the northwest, 11 to 17. Mostly clear and 34 for Thursday night. Sunny and 47 for Friday. Sunny and 46 for Saturday. Sunny and 49 for Sunday. Next Monday, mostly sunny, a high near 48 as we hit the road for another FCAC tour. Around the region right now, Shelton has 46, Ridgefield 45, and in Fairfield it is up to 48 degrees, Kate.
All right, thanks so much, Rob. And of course, before Rob brings you Nutmeg Sports at 2 o'clock, coming up at 12:30 today, The Drive with Denise DeGrigoli. Denise will be talking with Lisa Colvin, a licensed professional counselor, about eating disorders and how to look for signs and symptoms and how you can help your loved ones who might be struggling with those issues. But that's going to do it for this edition of your Coffee Break. I'll be back tomorrow at 11. Have a great day, everyone.